Well, it is a good morning, guys. We are on our way to Big Bend National Park, and this should just be gorgeous. I'm so glad to be out west again. I've been waiting, as cool as all my other trips were. I'm born and raised in the West. That's my spiel. But I don't know. Obviously, we're going to check everything out. The mountains, the Rio Grande River. My biggest concern is camping. I'm really hoping that some of the roadside primitive spots are still available. I only learned on the way here that you have to potentially reserve those. But they're dirt cheap. They're only $5 a night. And so, fingers crossed one of them is available. Either way, we're going to see at the visitor center what they tell me, and I'll inform you guys and then keep you posted on the views from there. So I'm in a pretty good mood. Me and the park employee talked for a good solid minute. First off, they had plenty of spots open, which is actually surprising now knowing that they are actually predominantly a winter park. There are three visitor centers across the park that are closed during the summer and only open in the, I guess, fall, winter, and spring. So they're predominantly a winter park. But I was able to get a nice spot within walking distance of the river for 2 nights. So that's the plan with that. But he also mentioned to me, since I mentioned to him that I do trail work up in Montana, that because they're a winter park, for this off season would be when they are hiring and doing their trail crews and trail work. And of course, then another employee chimed in about how great and stuff that is. But that was super cool. And I'll definitely be looking into that because they said they'll be hiring here pretty shortly. And it's something that I should be looking at. But this is kind of what I was hoping for, was being able to find a winter position down here. Granted, I'm late for this season, but that's why I'm just exploring right now, and we'll be able to come back at a later date. That also makes me feel better for potentially cutting this trip short if I apply here. So, good news, great news. Currently checking out the map because I came in on the north side, past a lot. I'm very center now. And then my camp is over on the east side. So I think we're going to go explore the west side first today before settling into camp. Welcome to Santa Elena Canyon. This is a quick hike. It's one of the most picturesque views throughout the park, and it's over on the west side, like I said we would be. So we're gonna hike, I guess, as far as it'll let us go through this, get a lot of pictures. I did learn that you can kayak through it, and I wish I had known that beforehand. Kayak day use passes are free. However, looking into the actual requirements, you need an extra paddle, and that's not something I carry with me. I have an extra life jacket, but not an extra paddle. Either way, let's just get into the views. So that was the Santa Elena Canyon. I don't know how much I'm really going to be able to put of that into here. I know I wasn't talking through any of it, but again, there were other people, and so I didn't even get that many good clips. I definitely didn't get any clips of the desert going through there, but the Santa Elena Canyon there, that's where the Santa Elena River connects with the Rio Grande, at least kind of starts to go in. We're gonna learn more, because I don't know if it's technically the Rio Grande right there yet or not, but we are heading down then near 50 miles to the other side of the park to actually go to the Rio Grande Visitor Center, and that's potentially where the proper headwaters are. So we'll check that out. There's a hot springs there that I will most definitely go to. Doubt that'll be in the vlog. And then we're camping not too far from there. So day one is almost to a wrap. But day two, I do plan on hiking some more serious trails. They're in the mountainous section in the center. So that should be good. And yeah. Hey guys, first off, I wanted to say I don't know if I've filmed any sections of any vlog actually inside my camper yet. I think I meant to kind of do a tour at one point, but I didn't end up doing that. So guess we're just kind of hard launching it in here. But you can tell I keep a map and everything, family photos and whatnot. You can kind of see what the dream route is in line behind me and everything, and I've got pins of where I plan on going and where I have been. But that's not the point of this. We are still in Big Bend. That's the vlog this is going into. I pulled in pretty late. I was at the hot springs all the way until sundown, and so it's pretty cool, but of course pretty packed as well, and it's quite the hike to get to it in and out. So I'm glad I started at 4, because by the time I left and made it here to camp, it was already 7:30ish. So I'm right next to the river, which at first I thought was going to be cool, but it's a much more shallow and slow moving river than I thought it was going to be. So I've been warned about people potentially crossing. Do with that information what you will. But either way, it's already pretty dark out and the stars are insane. But we're going to wait a little while longer before going out. I'm eating dinner at the moment, and this is supposed to be one of the best night skies. I know Glacier and everything is also a designated dark sky zone, but this one was one of the firsts, and so should be pretty good. I believe it's also a new moon tonight. The visitor centers were all doing guides and I guess programs for that tonight, because it's a good night to actually be out and look at the stars. So we'll do that and then go to bed, I assume. But yeah, I'll catch you outside. Well, I don't really know how well you can see in the video, so I'll most likely end up just taking pictures and overlaying. But we're out here. I can see the Milky Way. I can see Orion, Cassiopeia. That's part of the Big Dipper over there. So yeah, should look pretty good. Good morning. We are gonna do some food prep, and I'm eating breakfast alongside of that. But I think I'm just gonna hang out at camp today, and we'll do hiking tomorrow, because it's a long ways between here and the trailhead. And so since I have to come back anyways, might as well just stay the full day, right? So that's my plan. We're going to take inventory on what type of food I've got so that I know just how much longer I can live off of what I've got, because I might have to start cutting back on food again. I don't know if I can, but I'm running out of money fast, and 100% this weekend is when I have to actually check how much longer I can keep doing this. So I don't know. I'm telling myself that this is a part of that, but realistically, I don't know. It's whatever the bank says. But yeah, that's the plan for today. If anything cool happens at camp, I'll fill you in, but we're just relaxing. Sorry, forgive the attire. So, take an inventory of everything. I have a lot of carbs. That's about it. Like, I pre-made more oatmeal because it's way cheaper than buying the packets. And honestly, you can't tell the difference. I mean, I crushed and rolled these oats for a little bit, added brown sugar, a touch of extra flour, and so I got a few of those. But then while digging, I forgot that I have, through Nutra-One, all of these protein shakes and creations. Now, I don't think they require milk. I think I can do them with water, especially given that these ones are vegan. So they should be pretty good in water. And I can't believe I forgot about these, and I can't wait to try them out, because that should have me covered on my protein for most days. If I'm just stuck with mostly carbs, I have about 4 cans of beans, and that's kind of it. A couple of cans of soup that'll have protein in it, but everything else is hash browns, noodles, rice, grits. But yeah, no, check these out from Nutra-One. Alright, it's finally time for hiking, I guess. We're doing the Window Trail, which is pretty much hiking out of the bowl that's here in the Chisos Mountains, and then just peeking outside of the bowl and then turning around and coming back. So, end destination is the gap down in there. It's kind of colder than I was expecting, but should be good. So this entire bowl drains out right there, right where we are. All the water landing here drains out right there. It's the only spot. Oof, that last 3 miles back up the hill was pretty brutal, but I made it. That was gorgeous. I don't think I would have rather done any other hike. So nice and mid-level, not too serious on such a hot day, because felt hot on the way back. It was pretty cold when I started, but that's whatever, I guess. Temperature, I don't know, just baking in the sun though, with no cover. I wouldn't want to be doing anything more strenuous than that. But we need to get gas, and then that's it. I wish I could have seen more wildlife, but with the seasons and the weather, you can't always control that. So total of 2 deer and some road runners here and there, but it's the desert. There's not too much. So I did see elk coming in on my first night, but that was technically not even within this park. Either way, yeah, we're gonna get just enough gas to make it to the next gas station, since it's so pricey in here. But that was Big Bend National Park. Definitely big. Holy cow. Just driving back and forth, it's so far across, and the different areas are so vastly different because of that. So I don't know, super cool park, definitely gonna be in my top 5. So yeah, as always, the beauty you can find in the world. No bloopers this time. I've had to revise my overall journey plan and would rather share that with you guys right now. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go into my diagrams and my map and show you guys what I think. So currently we're here at Big Bend. So that's where the yellows are starting from. Ignore the green. I started the green back in Corpus Christi. And so green is the dream route, where it's here, up and along, through, hit all of the California parks, up into Washington before heading home. Yellow are my 2 options for what I'm probably actually going to do. So again, starting here in Big Bend, up through all of these, all the same, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 national parks that I will still hit no matter what. Then the question that we're looking in, do I go up, hit all of the Colorado parks, and do the Utah parks from north to south before cutting up, hitting Great Basin, technically in Nevada, to Salt Lake City and home? Or from here, do I go up, hit this Arizona park, and then do the Utah parks south to north before hitting Salt Lake and heading home? Did just a hair bit of revising. I think it makes sense to hit this one up here in northern Arizona, which I don't know what it is. Oh my gosh, it's the Grand Canyon. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, Grand Canyon, before cutting over that way or up that way, because I think it's only going to be 9 travel days, 9 of my limit of $60 because of gas. It's only 9 to get there. When I first did the math way back here, I had a total of 40 something. We'll say 45, 11, 12. So maybe my math's wrong, but that's from when I started. And if I had 40 something like that, I can do that pretty nice and easy, which means I think I can do the route I want. Which then leaves the West Coast as the next trip. Doing everything but the West Coast, and the West Coast probably being one of the most filling, and I don't know, before, if I end up applying to Trail Cruise down in here, since their season is all the complete opposite of mine, so I can work up and do my Montana Trail Crew, and then once that season is over, don't know if I'll have enough time to get all the way back, or I straight shoot it, and then at the end of that season, do this in reverse. I kind of like the idea of that one.